Ecclesiastes chapter 10, we are going to read verse 5 to 7. The Bible says, there is an evil which I have seen. This is the preacher talking here. This person is sharing his experience. Are you there? From the things he has seen from his observation. As an elder, this person is speaking as an elder now. And this is Solomon speaking. Are you there? Now, he said, there is an evil which I have seen. So Solomon saw something and he called it, the summary of the whole thing he saw was evil. It's just like Solomon trying to describe his experience in one word. And the only word that he considered best to describe that condition is evil. All right. There's an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. He said, number one, he said, he has seen an evil under the sun. And number two, he said that error comes from the ruler. So, who is the ruler? I'm going to trust God to help us to know who is the ruler. Are you there? What is the evil that he saw? Are you there? And what is the sun? When you say under the sun, what does it mean? Are you there? But let's still continue reading before we attend to those questions. Folly is set. Now, he's now explaining, you see, verse 6 and verse 7 is the description of the evil. So, what is this evil? Number one, folly is set in great dignity. And number two, the rich sit in low place. Evil number three, he now said he saw servants on horses. Evil number four, he said he saw princes walking as servants upon the earth. So there's so many things to check in this place, but I'm trusting that the Lord will help us to carefully do justice to them. So the reason the preacher, the person speaking here, called what he saw an evil was because that was against his orientation. That was combating his belief system. For example, if you see something that is contrary to what you believe, something that is contrary to what you stand to represent, you are likely to call it evil. For example, if in your place, maybe in your place now, anytime a child sees an elder, he has to bow to the ground. And in bowing to the ground, he will ensure his head touches the sand. That's how they greet in your place. Now, if you now travel to another territory and you see little children, they will just run to an elderly person and say, "Oh, let's have a handshake." And they just shake themselves. They just have handshakes. And that's how they greet. If you are not careful, you are likely to say, "This is an evil." Are you getting what I'm saying? This is an evil. Now, the reason you call it evil is because it is contrary to what you are used to, is strange, is unfamiliar, and is against your belief. You feel it, anything that you think it should not be done the way it was done is likely to be referred to as evil. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the preacher in the book of Ecclesiastes called it evil because he believed that it's not supposed to be so. And the reason he believed that it's not supposed to be so is because this thing is happening under the sun. If it is not under the sun now, it may be like that. But as far as the sun is concerned, this thing is not supposed to happen under the sun. So under the sun there means, under the sun there can refer to the world. Under the sun there can refer to a system that has its laws. Are you there? Under the sun there can refer to a particular territory. Under the sun there can refer to a particular nation. So when he said under the sun, meaning, under the sun can also mean under this administration. And every administration have their own laws. So if you are under an administration and you are acting contrary to the laws of that administration, what you are doing is an evil under the sun. The sun now is that administration. Okay, let me give you an example. I want you to really understand this thing. If you are working in a company, maybe a food company, and then they feed you, they take the responsibility for your feeding, they feed you in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. But they now gave you rule. The rule is we are going to feed you, you get your salary, but don't take any food from the company to your house. So when you are coming in the morning, you don't come with food, they will cook. There are cooks in the company, you eat in the morning, afternoon, and evening. But the law is don't take any food from the company to your house. Because they believe they have helped you enough, you have your salary and they are still feeding you. So why are you taking food from the company? Why should you take food from the company to your house? So they see that as stealing or going against the rule. So if you as a worker, you now felt like that's not enough, you are now taking food again. After they are feeding you, after enjoying the meal, the free meal, and your salary, you are still packing food, taking food from the company to your house. Bags of rice. Are you there? Kegs of oil. That thing you are doing is an evil under that administration because you know the law, but you are going against it. So that administration is now the sun. So that thing is an evil under the sun or under the administration. So the sun is an administration that has its own rule, its own laws, well spelled out. So if you now see it and you now go against it, what you are doing is evil under that sun. Are you there? So everybody is under a particular sun, whether you believe it or not. You are under a particular administration. And then you know the rules there. Are you there? If you come into Christ, that's a kind of administration. So when you come under an administration, you have to carefully study the laws, the rules, so that you will not be doing something and at the end of the day, all that you are doing will be summarized in one word. And that word will be evil. Are you there? So you have to be careful. So the preacher says, I've seen an evil under the sun. An error. Now, this is another place to pay attention to. An error which proceeded from the ruler. So the preacher is now saying that this error that I'm saying, this evil now, is the ruler's fault. The ruler's fault. Is this evil now is the ruler's fault. So, I told you that under the sun means under an administration. So, in every administration, there's always an administrator. So administration is a system. Administrator is the one heading the system. So the preacher is now saying here that the evil that he has seen in that administration under the sun is caused by the ruler who happens to be the administrator. How you get what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, for example, the class captain says nobody should make noise. By saying that, he's already doing, laying some administration. He's giving his laws. So you know that this administration, they don't like noise. Are you there? So if the same captain now begins to do things that stir up noise, and when people shout, he still writes their name as noisemakers, it will mean that that evil that you are seeing under the administration is caused by the administrator. Do you understand? So when things are not going the way they should go, are you there? When things are not going the way they should go, that experience is evil. When you see folly being set in great dignity, you know that's foolishness. You know that's evil. Are you there? People exalting things. Are you there? Imagine, somebody who is a drug addict being appointed as the ambassador, ambassador of the youth or something, or the national leader of the youth. The question is, what value will this one pass to the youth? That's folly. being set in great dignity. People exalting foolishness. Are you there? People appoint empty individuals into leadership. Empty people into leadership. Men who have nothing to offer, they appoint them to stay there. Why? Because of familiarity. So because these people have one time helped them to achieve something. They are not looking at abilities, capabilities. They are just looking at availability. So looking away from abilities and capabilities and choosing to focus on availability alone is evil. Yes. So don't be carried away by availability. Check abilities. Check capacity. Are we together? Otherwise, what you are doing will be seen as evil. Now, the first evil now. The preacher now said, folly is set in great dignity. Folly. What that means is that foolishness was exalted. People were exalting foolishness. And if we look at our generation now, you'll see it. Most of the things we're exalting are actually foolish things. Somebody comes and then shows you a nakedness and calls it fashion, and then we like the picture, we are commenting, we are sharing it. That's folly being set in great dignity. That means we are celebrating foolishness, and that act is an evil. It's not supposed to be seen under the sun. It's not. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's not. Are we together? So the first evil is that folly is set in great dignity. So people magnify foolishness. People celebrate foolishness. Foolishness was exalted. Are you getting what I'm saying? And then, this thing is also, I don't know if you have had this experience before. You see some people in a particular position, they have no business there. They don't know what they are doing there. Yet they are collecting money. And you that you can even do it, you are not there. Are you there? So these people are there, they can't do it well, and they are still there. That's folly being set in great dignity. Are you there? That's it. Another evil is rich. The rich sit in low place, meaning the rich people are not living the life that is equal to their status. They are rich, and because of that, they are supposed to be in high. They are supposed to sit in high places, but they are now sitting in low places. And so it's just like somebody laboring very hard. His labor is very hard, and the things he's getting is very little. That is evil. Guess what? All this evil now, they are caused by the ruler. The ruler caused it. The administrator caused it. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that means there's something that should have been done that was not done. And because that thing was not done, evil now began to increase on the landscape. Are you seeing that? Let's look at the next one. Servant upon horses. Servant upon horses. That's an evil. So servant upon horses now means that people who is still similar to folly being set in great dignity. Servant on horses. What does it mean? Because it means that people are now occupying positions that does not belong to them. They don't have a business staying there, but yet they are there. That's servant on horses. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it is those that are supposed to stay on horses are not there. But those that are not supposed to be there, they are the ones that are now there. And that's what we have. That's the exact description of our political systems today. Not all, anyway, but some political systems. That's just how to describe them. Some of the people that we appoint as leaders, are political leaders, They are servants on horses. Are you there? They don't know what to do there. They just want to come there to be more popular, to be more influential. They are not coming there for service. They are just coming there for show. If you give a servant an opportunity to ride on your horse as the master, you will see him riding on the horse and then he's just smiling and laughing and laughing. Why? To him, sitting on that horse is a breakthrough. So he stays there, he wants to take pictures. That's why you see some young people, when they see men of God at the airport or anywhere, they want to take pictures with them. Why? So that they can post it online. That's servant on horses. Because to that servant, the horse to the servant is not for work, it's for pleasure. But to the master, he knows that the horse is for work. Are you getting what I'm saying? Then it says, princes walking as servants upon the earth. The princes are walking. They are walking as servants. Meaning there's a way that a prince, there's a way a prince is expected to walk. Are you there? A prince should walk majestically. So the moment a prince is now walking with fear, looking left and right, trying to check if nobody is coming, the moment a prince begins to operate like that, then you know that there's an evil somewhere. So that means losing your confidence is evil. Yes. Because what will make a prince to be walking, to be moving around like a servant is because he has lost his confidence. So it is an evil thing to lose confidence. It is an evil thing to have a low self-esteem. Yes. It's an evil thing to have a low self-esteem. It's an evil thing not to know who you are, because you can't act either. You cannot function the way God wants you to function until you know who you are, until your eyes is open to see who you are. So otherwise, as a prince, you'll be walking as servants. You know the way servant walks? They walk barefooted, most cases. They walk with chain on their legs. You may not really have chain on your leg, but you are walking barefooted. You're walking around aimlessly. You're supposed to be on horse, but you are standing by the horse. Are you getting what I'm saying? Just like the drama that was done in church yesterday. Are you there? Just like that drama. You see, the things you do, the secret things you do, the secret sins that some people commit and they hide it, they don't share it. They listen to teaching and then the Lord is pushing them. Tell pastor, they won't talk, they are keeping it. Those secret sins that people keep, they can make them walk as servants. Yes. They are princes, but they have chosen to hide what they should not hide. So because of that, they will begin to live as servants. For as long as they are not willing to open up, they will continue to operate as servants. You know, in that drama, the prince now became the servant now became the prince. Why? Because the prince went to steal, the servant caught the prince, and then the prince begged the servant, don't tell my parents. The servant said, well, you don't want me to tell them, whatever I has to do is what you will do. The prince said, okay. And from that time, the servant will be eating the prince's food. Tell the prince to go and to pack the plate. Are you there? When they buy clothes for the prince, the servant will collect it. And the prince will not be able to say anything. And according to the drama, the prince was even growing lean and lean every day. Why? Because he was not eating good food. It's the servant that is now eating the food of the prince. And the prince will not, he doesn't want, as long as he wants to keep that thing from his parents, he will have to suffer in the hands of the servant. It was the day he opened up. That was the day liberty came. And then he now really became a prince. It was not like they dethroned him from being a prince before, but that thing he kept from his parents. Are you there? That thing he kept from his parents made him live lesser than who he was. So you may still physically be coming to church, you may still physically be in a position. But because of those things you are hiding, you'll be acting like a servant. You'll be walking like a servant. And that thing, that your experience is evil. It's not such thing is not supposed to happen under the sun. But one thing to take note of is all this evil that the Bible listed here. It was caused by the ruler. You get what I'm saying? So that's it. So if the ruler plays his part well, there will not be evil under the sun. Every one of you, you are a ruler. If you play your part well, there will not be evil under your sun, under your watch. There will not be evil in your life. Are you get what I'm saying? So there are some things that when you see them, you fight them. Because if you don't fight them, they will stay. And when they stay, they will stain you. When sin stays, it stains. And when sin stays, it stains. So if you allow sin to stay, it will stain you. That's why, as a ruler, you have to fight it so that your life will not project the evil that is under the sun. The Lord bless you in the name of Jesus.